Hi, this is a video response to Lucifer's Fallen on her started debate on whether or not you need to have black hair to be goth. Now, I might not be the best person to argue this because I do dye my hair black. I have past the classical lengths of black hair. But to answer the question very quickly, no, you don't. First of all, I think that how you look doesn't define whether or not you are goth. I have a friend who considers himself to be goth, and yet he doesn't look it. He has natural colored fair hair and dresses in khakis and earth tones, and he considers himself to be goth because he has the personality and he has the interests and the mindset, so to speak, of goth. And I think that's completely valid. How you look isn't what should determine whether or not you're goth. How you look is, well, for me, the aesthetics of it is definitely a part of it, but it's not the most important part. I mean, I think I was goth long before I've even heard the word. Long before I was old enough to tell my mother that no, I'm light blue, not my thing. So I think that goth has much more to do with personality than how you choose to look. Now when that is said, like Lucifer Fallen says, it is easier if you have an alternative hairstyle, whether that be black or an alternative hair color, whether that be black or some unnatural color or stark white or a dark color of gray or something like that. It is easier to achieve the classical Gothic look. True. Like, I always wanted to be Morticia Adams, and she has long black hair. But I don't think it's impossible to achieve a Gothic look without having an unnatural or black hair color. Now, first of all, a lot of those that dresses in Victorian Gothic styles don't use harshly dyed hair because they're trying to duplicate the look of the Victorian era, where hair dyes were not that common, and especially not unnatural hair colors. Secondly, like Lucifer Fallen says, how you cut your hair can be just as important as the coloring. You can be blonde or a brunette and have an alternative hairstyle by how it is styled. But also, yeah, if you have sweet blonde locks, you might have to work a little bit harder to make it look goth. But at the same time, I sort of like the contrast. And one of the reasons I, for example, love skull cupcake jewelry is because I really like the idea of the contrast between the skulls and the darkness and all of that, and then something sickly cute. Therefore, I've seen a few goth girls who have these gorgeous, long, gorgeous blonde hair, which is very cute, and then they wear all black and black leather on their skulls and their chains everywhere, and I really like the contrast, and that's definitely very goth. And also, if you look at it, a lot of the icons of, for example, Gothic literature do not have black hair. They don't have unnatural hair colors. Take the novel Dracula. There's not a lot of the characters there who have black hair. So our more recent take Anne Rice and her characters. Lestat is blonde, and Louis, if I'm not completely mistaken, and I might because there's quite a few years since I read those books, has brown hair. I also think Claudia is blonde. Blonde or brunette, I'm not sure, but I think she's blonde. And many of these characters has been very important in building up the idea of Gothic, at least in the modern era. And a lot of those don't have black hair. So of course, if you're going to try to look like Morticia Adams or Lily Munster, or some of those icons, then yeah, the look won't be complete without black hair. And black hair in itself can look very dramatic, but it isn't necessary. And that leads me to another thing of what I think creates the Gothic look. Excuse me. So, one of the most important things I think is in the Gothic look is the dramatic. Now, dramatic can be contrast. Like, for example, I have very pale skin, and when I add that to black hair, that creates a contrast, and it looks dramatic. And to me, very much of Goth is looking dramatic. Mm, Perhaps dramatic with a spooky tint to it, but dramatic. Now, you can look dramatic with any hair color. It's just about how you style it. What clothes you wear, how you wear it. So, I don't think Goth should be a uniform. This is how you're gonna wear it. If you're not wearing this and this way exactly so, then you're not Goth. And I don't hold to that. So, yeah. I mean, we all have to work with what we have. No matter how I want to perhaps look like Morticia Adams, the fact of the matter is I'm fat. I can't pull off some of the dresses she's wearing. It's not possible. I would look ridiculous. So I work with what I have. I have to work with this body. Now, if you can't wear the more traditional Gothic color of hair, whether that be black or white or an unnatural color, and then it can be for any reason. It can be that your scalp just don't tolerate hair dye, or it can be that your school or your workplace or your parents or your significant other won't tolerate you dyeing your hair in such a way. You have to work with that and think of how can you make this look good. Now, some of us are lucky. They look exactly as they want to be. They are tall, they have a beautiful breast, they have pale skin, they have dramatically colored eyes, and they have long black hair. And you just slip on a dress and they're a Gothic icon. The rest of us have to do a bit of work. And we have to work with what we got. For example, I don't generally use makeup. I don't like using makeup. I feel that I have something on my face and it is annoying. So I think it's at least 1.5 years since I used any makeup. I use a bit of nail polish now and again. And sometimes I add a little powder to my nose, but it's because it has a tendency to shine. But other than that, I don't use makeup. Does that make me less of a goth than somebody who is an expert makeup artist and can pull off a gothic look with and paint themselves like a pro? No, it doesn't. You have to work with what you got. And your hair color isn't what makes you goth or not. Now, for me, does the fact that I consider myself goth play into my decision to color my hair black? Yes, it does. I am naturally a dark honey blonde, and but I have always wanted black hair. I mean, when I was a little girl, I dreamt of having long black hair and green eyes. So, yeah. So when I got the chance to decide for myself, I decided I would dye my hair black. However, if the fashion within the Gothic community suddenly changed and it said you can't be goth unless you have red hair, would I change my hair color? No. I like having black hair. And if I had a scalp condition or went to a school that wouldn't allow it, and so on, I would be goth with dark blonde hair. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. Can you pull off the typical gothic look? The typical Lily Munster, Matisha Adams look with something that's not black hair? No, you can't. Can you pull off a gothic look without black hair or without dyeing your hair or having it in a natural color? Yeah, you can. But yes, like Lucifer Fallen says, you might have to work a bit. And I think that you can look at her. She has a pale blonde hair color that looks from her videos, and she definitely looks very gothic. She is a beautiful girl. And I have seen a gorgeous gothic man who had this light blonde, no, dark blonde hair, but he wore this dark Victorian age look, and I think that black hair would have looked completely out of place on him, that he had that natural hair color just added to the look. Basically, work with what you have. Black hair can definitely make something look more gothic. It can add to your gothic look if black hair suits you. But it is not a necessity. You can definitely do without it. So yeah, do you need to have black hair to be a goth? No. Can black hair help you achieve a gothic look? Yes. Can you have a gothic look without black hair or other unnatural colors? Yes. So yeah, that's my video response. I think it's an interesting topic, but like I said, the most important thing to remember, I think, is that goth isn't your appearance. Goth is what you feel inside. I could look like the sweetest little candy piece of a cheerleader and be goth, because that is who I am inside. It's my personality, it's the thoughts I think, it's my soul, it's what I feel in my heart. That is what makes me goth. Not this t-shirt, not the occult jewelry I wear, not my black hair. My soul makes me goth. So, yeah. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for the interesting topic. And blessed be.